I wasn't sure how to start this video, so I'll do it like this. 1. How are you? I hope you're doing alright and that your lung infection gets healed and that you don't need x-rays and stuff. 2. A lot of stuff has been happening on here, but I'd rather tell you like that stuff over Skype. And 3, here's the episode. This is going to be, I think, a little bit longer than they normally are because I wrote this paper for my English class, and I think it's brilliant, and I want to read it to you. So, anyone who's watching this, please know that all characters except one have had their names changed or have been described vaguely, so don't go looking for these people, I guess. So here it is. I titled it A Day in the Life. Normally, I'm a decently nice person. Like 9.83 times out of 10, I will be nice to you, smile when we converse, and probably compliment your shoes. If you're a close friend, I will make you a glorious bowl of pasta or French toast, and help make a pillow and sheet fort out of my already messy room. I will hold doors open for you. I will listen to you if you need to complain or cry about something. But I'm afraid of people. I wear my overly huge mirrored sunglasses and headphones to avoid talking to strangers. I avoid eye contact, and if that doesn't work, I try a shy smile. I will most likely never initiate conversation. If you want the pleasure of hearing me say, "Good morning," either visit me at work or say it first. So, I'm a little overshy, but I'd like to think that I make up for it with my politeness. But there's this one time, I was probably the worst person on the face of the earth for like a month. I was a senior in high school, and due to my kindness, I had a little bit of a posse of freshmen who thought I was the best thing ever. I think. I wouldn't have followed me around if I didn't think I was awesome. Anyways, there's this one guy, Brinkley. He basically turned into a puppy. He followed me just about everywhere, laughed at my jokes or ramblings, even if they weren't funny, and was always ready for coffee or dinner and just basically wanted to be told he was a good boy. And for a little while, it was okay. But after a couple of months, Brinkley was getting on my nerves. He was fighting for attention, hitting on me constantly, and coming between me and my super mega foxy hot bestie friend, Kara. What's worse is that even though Brinkley was totally hitting on me, he was hitting on just about anyone who had legs. He'd put on a sad face and complain that some girl he liked in 6th grade didn't like him, and then immediately flirt with her. He'd brag about kissing an ex in 8th grade, and then want a hug because she broke up with him. It was freaking annoying. He turned into Bella from Twilight, creating this horrible, awkward love triangle between me and my best friend. And I didn't even like him. I wasn't even flirting. I was just trying to be a friend. Sorry about that. So after a couple of weeks of shouting, crying, rage dancing, jumping on beds, wool socks, and fabulous sweaters, Kara and I decided we needed help. We called my brother Wes, asking what the heck we should do. He told us that a scrawny little guy shouldn't come between us. And with that, Kara and I mended our friendship, and a little devil hopped up on my shoulder and started whispering in my ear. Kara and I decided to kick Brinkley to the curb. Unfortunately for most, we decided to do this while our marching band was downstate for a competition. And even worse, it was our final competition where we had an overnight stay at a hotel. And on top of that, we had enormous amounts of free time. The idea didn't come instantly. I'm not a schemer. When I try to plot some sort of evil revenge or a harmless prank, it never works. I've read some books with great pranks that I'm dying to try out, though. But to clarify to all involved, the prank I pulled was not my idea. After toasting our newly strengthened friendship with frosted animal crackers and Cheez-Its, Kara and I went to the game room the hotel boasted. Many other band members were there playing ping pong or foosball. There was a bit of a crowd in the pool, including none other than Brinkley. But that wasn't much of a surprise. If I was a freshman boy, I'd probably be excited by wet, half-naked freshman girls, too. Our group of friends were hanging out in a circle of chairs, just talking and sharing stories. And of all the things the game room offered, there's nothing I would rather do than sit and talk and laugh with my friends, even if we do that at home. Since the Brinkley drama was the most fresh, it was what we got asked about. Once finished with our story, we mentioned that Brinkley was going to get a smackdown, and we'd love it to be that night. Luckily, a straw-haired freshman trombone player was among us. Trombone players always had the best pranks. Not always the best ideas, though. The plan was simple. Make Brinkley jealous. And while a 5'2" senior who was decidedly bigger than a twig might be daunted by the plan, I was determined to mess this kid up. I'd like to interrupt the story for a moment to remind you that normally I wouldn't do this. Normally I'd follow my sassy gay friend's advice, write a sad poem in my journal, and move on. But as it turns out, I don't have a sassy gay friend to keep me from doing really, really stupid things. So the story is in existence, but keep listening, the really awesome stuff comes next. So we planned it like this. I was going to go to the pool and sit on the edge and pretend to be super depressed. Brinkley would see this and swim over to attempt to comfort me. I would push his comfort away, ask to be left alone. And he would obey, but he would be back to see if he could make it better. On either the second or third attempt, I would confide in him. I would confess that I missed a boy. For the record, I didn't miss this boy, but it was great for the prank. Also, this boy was at the competition earlier, but he got permission to go home rather than stay at the hotel. Hence the plan. After that step, I would just have to milk it as long as I could without breaking character. Everyone who heard the plan obviously wanted to see it, which could have been a potential problem. I told them they could watch, but don't make it out like it's a big thing. And don't giggle. The straw-haired trombonist The straw-haired trombonist who came up with it wanted a front row seat, which he quite frankly deserved. So we had to wait for him to change and get into the pool. The anticipation was excruciating. Waiting for people to get in place was like waiting for an elderly woman to cross the street without assistance. But soon enough, everyone was in place and ready for the big show. It took a really, really long time for Brinkley to notice. But I attribute it to the fact that he was already having a lot of fun tossing girls around in the water. He eventually noticed me looking sadly at the water, and he swam over to see if he could fix it. I sent him away, promising I'd tell him later. I gave everyone a look. I don't know if they saw it, but the look was supposed to convey, I'm doing it next time he swims over, so if you don't see it, it's your own fault. But that wasn't much of a problem. Brinkley was tossing girls and laughing loudly for about 20 minutes before he swam over again. He asked me what was wrong. I hesitated, and then I whispered that I really missed Ethan. His face morphed from concern to contempt. Ethan? I blushed a little and squeaked out a little. Yeah. He asked me why I missed Ethan. I stammered. His question caught me by surprise. I looked him in the eye and said, uncertainly, that Ethan was like the love of my life, and I wanted to spend time with him that night, but he left early, and I just missed him so much. Brinkley blew up a little. What? I lost it at that point and started laughing while pulling my legs out of the water and running to the bathroom with my hand over my face. I think he mistook it for crying. Kara stayed behind to watch more of the aftermath. A few of my chicas followed me to laugh about it in the bathroom. Kara popped in later and informed me that we officially ruined Brinkley's night. We toasted the moment with a flawless high five. We did. After a few minutes, we decided to go to our room with our roommate, Constance, to savor the moment. We were still giggling while we waited for the elevator. Once in the elevator, Constance and I immediately hit the floor, pretending to be dead. There wasn't enough floor for all of us, so Kara remained standing in a karate pose. The doors opened, but not on our floor. I heard Kara say, "This is not what it looks like." My eyes flew open, and lo and behold, standing before us was the security guard. He was an older man with salt and pepper-colored hair. He had glasses and a mustache. Constance and I stood up quickly and awkwardly, giggling. He joined us in the elevator, and we continued our journey to the second floor. The silence was awkward but good-natured. Before the doors opened, Constance asked, "Was it at least entertaining?" "This is definitely going in my diary tonight," the security guard smiled. And that's it. And I would like to tell you that I wrote this an hour before class, before it was due in class, and I got full points on it. So I'm really proud of that. So, I guess we need to figure out a Skype date soon, so just message me when you have time, and I'll message you if I have time. And, I love you. Be safe.